Okay, so I have here a Palmetto State Armory PA-10. This is the Generation 2. I picked this thing up because I wanted to build a 308 AR, financially conscious rifle that I could reach out to 800 yards with. I feel I've probably done that, but since I just got the last of the parts today and I completed my build, I thought I'd do a brief overview. So, start by what it is. I ordered the upper and the lower separate. The lower, much of the parts aren't here with the gun. It started as their basic carbine length buffer with the adjustable stock. It's got the basic trigger, all the basic parts. Had the A2 grip. Obviously, all that's changed. Before I got the upper, which took a lot longer to get here than the lower did. I upgraded obviously to the Luth AR MBA-1 buttstock. Has adjustable cheek risers, has adjustable length on it. I went ahead and ordered that in a package deal with the Luth Chubby, which is this grip here. I got great big hands, so this grip seems to fit my hand pretty well. I haven't shot this rifle yet. I just got the last of the parts today and assembled it, and thought I'd talk about it before I went much further. When you buy the Luth AR or any rifle length stock, you have to replace the carbine buffer tube, buffer, and buffer spring. It's not hard to do. Pretty standard stuff because the PA-10 takes the AR-15 platform, stock and buffer tubes and everything from here back, so that's not a huge issue. I was pretty happy with the lower with what I got. Yeah, I replaced a lot of the parts that were on it, but I kind of knew that in advance. There was a good deal on it right before Christmas for the lower, so I went ahead and pulled the trigger on it. Ordered the upper. Again, I thought it was a good deal. It came in today, and I'll be honest with you, I'm pretty underwhelmed by the finish that's on it. Now, that's okay with me because I own a little cerakote shop at my house, and I dabble in the cerakote, so the finish is really unimportant because I know I'm going to sandblast all this off and I'm going to put something really rad on there. But the finish, and I don't know how well this is going to show up on this camera, it's chalky, and the colors don't match. The upper and the lower don't match. The handguard is more closer to the upper. It's chalky. It's got a couple scuff marks here and there. I'm going to go ahead and show you it's unloaded. So when I got it together today, I ran into a little bit of an issue, and it's an issue that a lot of guys online have discussed regarding this gun, and that is when you have an empty magazine in the rifle, the bolt catch doesn't grab the magazine all the way. So with the magazine fully seated, right, so far it operates as if it normally would, but if you go ahead and click the magazine release, it drops the bolt. Turns out that it's these third generation PMags, or at least that's what my suspicion is, and I found some information online of how you can adjust the follower of these PMags to make it to where this rifle or others like it operate correctly. So that may not be an issue moving forward, but tonight it was an issue, and I got on the phone with PSA, and although the ladies, I talked to two different ladies, and although they were kind, they really didn't know much about the subject matter. So just keep that in mind if you're having an issue with your PSA products, that the customer service, although friendly, not super knowledgeable in my opinion. But if you look at all the little things, right? So it looks like they were a little rough when they were drilling this out for the punch there. The fit and finish just isn't great. Less of a concern for me because I can cerakote these, give them a really awesome new custom look. But for somebody else who doesn't plan on doing that, these mix match blacks, it just sticks out to me. Easily scuffed. This is my finger, and I'm wiping the finish off the firearm. I mean, this is unbelievable. So not good. Not good on the finish, not finish on the coating that's on the upper. So moving along, this is the 20-inch barrel for the 308. Another something that I noticed when I got this in, and again, I don't know if you can pick that up. There's some goo or some kind of slime that's really sticky right there on the barrel. Again, if they took just a couple extra minutes to clean these up and have some final Q&A before they release them, it would go a long way. Some other people have had the same issues in the past. Now, I'm looking at the Torx heads on the free float, and they don't seem to be over tightened like some other people have claimed, but that's neither here nor there. I got a UTG collapsible bipod. Nothing super fancy. I like that it was rubber coated. I think these great big strong feet on there. I just feel it was quality. The reviews were on it were good. I bought it off of Amazon. Something kind of unique I have right here is this gnarly little muzzle brake that's on here. It's a 4-inch muzzle brake, an outfit out of New Mexico called NM Customs makes these, and I don't know why they were selling this one, but I picked it up at a really good price on eBay, actually, because it was uncoated. So I bought it at a discount. Now, as a guy who coats guns, getting an uncoated product for a better price is kind of areas I like to target. I picked this up for really not that much money. And it's probably gnarly looking. I haven't shot this rifle yet, so I don't know. Not real sure how it's going to perform, but it does look pretty sweet on there. So, with any precision rifle, one of the most important pieces of equipment you can buy is a scope. So, I went ahead and ordered the SWFA 10x42 fixed power scope. I do not have a lot of experience in precision shooting, so as an entry level shooter into long distance precision shooting, I wanted to go with something that was super high quality, super robust, and easy to learn. So I opted for the SWFA SS 10x42. I don't want to get into too many details on this scope, but there's a ton of information out there, a ton of reviews out there, and there's a whole lot of good information and high recommendations for this scope. I went ahead and bought the 2 1/4 inch extension, shade extension for it. They just twist right on the end. I bought the Butler Creek flip up caps for it. Got a little level for it, and the mount is the SWFA Salt or SS Alt. It mounts fine, right? So it's a 3 screw on each one of them to hold them down. Now, this rifle in its current configuration is pretty much how it's going to stay by the time I have it done and coated. It has, I'm going to make a couple small changes to it. For example, there's a QD mount right here on this side of the rail. I don't like to hang my QD mounts this close to the mag well on precision rifles. So I got one of these quick detached, and it's basically a single point. You pull that off and you can make it a double or a 2-point sling, and I'm just not a big fan of having it right here. So I do actually have the QD mount for an M-lock. I'll push it probably further down the rail. I'll play with that once it's coated so I have a more permanent position for it. Secondly, these Luth stocks, and I don't know why they did this. I don't know if they were just being cheap or what, but they have these inserts or these sockets here for QD mounts. The problem is there's no insert in there, and they don't come with the insert. So what you have to do is you got to go out and this is a company called Grove Tech, and you got to purchase these little threaded inserts that you just screw into there, And I can't do that until this firearm's coated. I'll wait till it's coated. I'll go ahead and put a little epoxy in there, and I'll go ahead and screw these mounts in there and let it set up. That way I can have a QD mount here, and I can have a QD mount further on down the free float. So overall, it's an gnarly looking rifle. I don't know how it's going to function yet. I've heard some really good stuff about these PA-10s. I've heard some not so good stuff about PA-10s, and so far my experience with it's pretty accurate with the overall thought process on it. I don't like this lever. It's the same as your standard AR-15, except when you have a big scope, it's hard to reach that lever. And they do make a bad lever for it, bad lever. Awful pricey though, awful pricey. I'm in this rifle right now with everything I've got on it. A couple PMags. This is a 20 rounder. I also got a 25 rounder with the stock, with the muzzle brake, with the bipod, with everything you see here. I'm in at about $1,200 right now, and I think that's not too bad. To be honest with you, maybe $1,300. I haven't actually added it all up yet. I'm going to coat this in something I actually haven't done before, and I was kind of inspired by that Mon Tactical. They have a pattern called Riptile, yeah, Riptile, and it looks like this. This is one of their products. There's a watermark in there. I can't say that I'm going to do this exact pattern because I don't know if there's copyright on what they have there, but as a guy who can make can do his own cerakoting, I'm going to use this as inspiration. I'll just put it that way. I was inspired by this photograph to coat my own personal rifle. So I own this rifle. I paid for it. I'm not entirely sure if I'm going to put it up for sale when it's done being coated or not, but we'll cross that bridge when we get here. Tomorrow I'm going to take it out and shoot it. I'm going to put probably 20 to 30 rounds through it to do the barrel break-in process. I want to make sure it functions correctly before I tear it apart and coat it. That does bring me up to another complaint, I guess, I have with PSA. I called them tonight and we were discussing the issue with the bolt catch. And I mentioned to them that I intended on cerakoting this rifle. And I learned two things. One, cerakoting, taking the barrel nut off of this firearm voids the warranty. And that's really unfortunate because somebody who is experienced in tearing down AR platform rifles, somebody who's responsible with the reassembly of them, it's unfortunate that when I go to coat this free float and when I go to coat this upper in one of the most popular firearm modifications that you can do, it's going to void the warranty, and that's just something I'm going to have to live with in the future. And I don't think that's right. I don't think Cerakote really, it goes on a 1/2 mil to 1 mil thick on the metal, and if that throws something out of tolerance in here, I would question the quality of the engineering of it. It's unfortunate, but that's their position on it, and that's their position of it right now. I mean, I don't know, that might change. So anyway, I just wanted to give my first thoughts on the PA-10 Generation 2. I just got all the parts in today, so I'm pretty excited to go shoot it tomorrow. I don't know if I'll do another video upload like this. I don't, this isn't really my thing. It's just the PA-10 doesn't have a whole ton of information out there for it. And guys who are kind of on the board on whether they want to buy one or not, I'm kind of wanting to put all the information I can or all the thought I can out there with it, so people can make a good informed decision. So anyway, take care.